Ashley Salazar.
Hi, my name is Beatrice Espinosa.
Welcome to National 7th Grade News.
The crater, which is also... Now I'm going to let Hannah take...
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah.
Hi, Kojo.
Today, along with Hannah Laura, we'll be visiting the ruins of Pompeii. And Kojo from the incident will be explaining how the eruption happened, why it happened, and how it affected us on Pompeii. Chris B is going to explain the volcano's interior parts so you get an idea of the system.
This is the internal structure of a volcano. If you didn't know, a volcano is a mountain that shoots downward into a pool of lava. This pool of lava is called the magma reservoir, which holds a humongous pool of lava. Now from this diagram, I'm going to be showing you parts of the volcano. This is the sill. The sill occurs when molten lava hardens through cracks of the volcano's layers. At the top, this is the vent. The vent is the opening where volcanic materials spill out. Now, before the magma can reach the vent, it has to go through the conduit and throat of the volcano. The conduit is the passage where magma travels up to reach the throat. The throat is where magma spills out. Now, the crater, which is also called the mouth, goes around the vent. Now, just so you know, Mount Vesuvius has explosive volcanic eruptions. In this case, under Mount Vesuvius, scientists have detected a tear in the African plate. This slab window allows heat from the mantle layer to travel to allow heat from the mantle layer to melt the rocks of the African plate, which causes these explosive volcanic eruptions, building up the pressure. As the pressure builds up, the volcano explodes hot ash, lava fragments, gases, and rocks, which spill everywhere.
Okay, so Mount Vesuvius is a stratovolcano. This is an explosive volcano. During an eruption, clouds of hot debris, ash, and gas shoot out from this volcano. But since this is a stratovolcano, the lava cannot travel that far, but it won't stop this volcano from becoming harmless. Stratovolcanoes can still have a pyroclastic flow. A pyroclastic flow is a huge flow of hot materials, lava fragments, and extremely hot ash. It is basically like a huge avalanche with all these other materials in it. Now I'm going to let Hannah take from here, who's going to explain how Mount Vesuvius affected lives in Pompeii.
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Valoria. Today we are going to be visiting the historic ruins of Pompeii, located on the west coast of Italy, which holds one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world, Mount Vesuvius. And if you didn't know, Mount Vesuvius is still an active volcano in Europe and is considered to be extremely dangerous. Back then, the people of Pompeii didn't see this eruption coming. But they were receiving extensive earthquakes that shook the land, which were seemingly to be part of the cause of this particular eruption, 16 years later. Okay, so on the day of August 24th, 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted. Lava, ash, rock, mud, toxic gases, and all of the pyroclastic materials you can name. Now just imagine, Mount Vesuvius now had a humongous hole in it from its bursting, and instantly it collapsed, triggering a gigantic pyroclastic avalanche, traveling down the mountain at a speed of 150 miles an hour and at the temperature higher than 1,000 degrees. Mount Vesuvius's large ash cloud continued to rain down on the city, and before you know it, Pompeii was wiped out. Over 50,000 people living in its shadow died. They tried to run, hide, and escape, but there was no justice for them at all. Buildings exploded into flames, roofs collapsed, and people actually froze because of the hot ash. It was leaving their incinerated bodies on the ground. As you can see here, there are many frozen bodies on the ground. Their anguish and agony preserved in molds, leaving them on the ground. Just remember, they were paralyzed and suffocated from the hot ash and the harsh conditions. Now, this is all that is left of the once beautiful city of Pompeii that turned into an absolute nightmare. Back to the newsroom.
That was a very informative discussion of how it affected Pompeii. Amazing job.
I agree. Wait, Hannah, it's 3 o'clock. You have to go back and interview Kojo.
Oh yeah, now that you guys know how Mount Vesuvius affected the lives of Pompeii, now you're about to hear an actual survivor story's point of view from the incident. I'm coming back to the headquarters. Hi Kojo, nice to have you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Well, today I'm going to be interviewing you about your experience with Mount Vesuvius. Okay, first question. How did you first find out that Mount Vesuvius erupted?
Well, before the volcano erupted, I was bringing in water from a river. Then I heard a very loud noise. It was like a huge booming sound. Then I heard intense and rambunctious sounds and cries of agony. Well, then I saw an unusual cloud with a peculiar size and appearance. At that moment, I knew something was wrong. All of a sudden, I saw a mob of people running towards me and screaming, "The gods are angry at us. Mount Vesuvius has erupted. Run for your lives." Then, behind them was a very black and dense cloud.
Okay, so what was your reaction?
Well, anyone in that situation would have obviously ran away from the volcano. So I did. But as I was running, I realized that I had left my family behind. So I did not know whether to go back for them or to keep running. Well, at that moment, I bumped into my close cousin, who miraculously escaped. I asked him where my family was. He told me that they were paralyzed from the ash coming from the surge. We started hugging and mourning, but we knew we had to keep going, so we did. At the moment, I was petrified when I was hearing shrieks of women, yelling of men, and cries of children. Then,
That's horrible. So how did you end up surviving?
well, me and my uncle, we found a boat and we were lucky enough to fit on it. Then the boat was sailing for as far as it could, months. Then we saw a sailing boat and it rescued us. We were sent to medical care. Thankfully, we survived and I ended up living with my uncle. But every now and then I get flashbacks of the sky turning as black as it could, people freezing from the ash, people getting swept from their feet going into the clouds, and me running for my life.
That's horrible. Again, I'm still in awe. But thank you so much for your time, Kojo. This vivid description really gave us the full view of what it was like to be there on the day of August 24th. Now back to the newsroom.
In conclusion, Mount Vesuvius produced some of the most devastating eruptions in Europe. It destroyed people, cities, and it will go down in history.
This devastating eruption killed and paralyzed hundreds of thousands of people, burying their bodies in hot ash. People, children, buildings, and towns